Hey, what's up everyone? Matt Montanez here, and today I got another plugins in-depth video for you. Today we're going to talk about Wave's new plugin called Berzerk. And this plugin is so dope. I mean, I showed you guys the MDMX plugins, right? And those were dope. But you got Berzerk now. And Berzerk is like all three in one, but souped up. I'm gonna just jump right in. Basically, you got, if you're in stereo mode, you got your stereo, you got your mono, you got your sides, you got your input and your little light here. You got your drive, you know, it's basically adding more distortion, more of the plugin. You got this density knob, you got character, and then you got your EQs, you got your feedback, you got dynamics. Very cool. You can see the temperatures cool to warm mix, and so you got your input. And on this one I actually didn't hear the extra added volume or amplitude inside this one, so I'll even play it and bypass it. So it's about the same. Cool. We don't need to talk about this, you know, you guys already know what it does, stereo mids and sides. We got our character, and this is where I'm saying it's like all three in one but souped up. So your character is where you're making your wave shapes, you know, like in overdrive and fuzz, how I showed the shape. Well, here you go. So you got buzz. If you go to frenzy, boom, there's that shape right from the other plugin. If you go into crushed, there's your square wave shape. You go to trippy, there's the round one, right? Then you got squashed, and it's just getting a little crazier and crazier. Dizzy, freaky. Then we got clipped. Back at fuzz. The cool thing about Berzerk though is they have this go button, and what the go button does is if you click it, it'll randomize this waveform more. So let's just put the density all the way up, and if I click Berzerk, you see the waveform changes the sound of the distortion. That's so tight. So if I go to like buzz, look at that, and then if I click it, it just gets crazy. Can change the density back, and that's what that's doing. It's so cool. It's going to give you some random distortion sound. And then this link button is to link the drive and the density together. Very cool. That's useful. And let's see, if you shift click on both, you can actually move them both together as well without the link. HD on, it's doing the same thing, the 147 samples. And then we got your feedback. It's left, right, and stereo, both at the same time. So we got these two knobs, right? Level and blend. So level, it's gonna add more volume. It's just the level. It's just adding more volume. And then your blend is like that mix knob from before, like I had mentioned in the other video, is that it's the mix for this section. And then this is the overall plugin mix from the dry and wet signal. So as you can hear, that level's adding more of that weird sound we're making into the original sound. Very cool. With the pitch here, and this, you can actually switch the pitch of that stuff. You can see that when you're messing with the frequencies here, in pitch mode, you actually get the notes. Very cool, and that's the highs and lows. And then you can add speed. Or you can mess with it by frequency. Very cool stuff. Then you got your high pass and your low pass filters here. And then you got a type, which is a sine and an in. I'm guessing it's an inverse wave, so it just flips it over. So sine's gonna be normal, going like this, and then the other one's just gonna flip it over, inverse. So it's a very cool plugin, right? Then we got our dynamics section, and the dynamics is the same thing. It blends it, it has a threshold, and if we're in dynamics, it's just basically doing, you know, like just a regular compressor. Then if we go to rider, it's doing the whole vocal bass rider type of deal. cool, you know, so it's a cool plugin. Then you got the EQ, and then it's just, you know, you actually get a Q on this one, and you can actually move the frequencies how you want. And all of them are the same thing kind of deal, where you can see the frequencies, you can set it to what you want, adjust your Q, and push the gain up. For the Q here, if you go all the way to the left, that's a wide, and then if you go all the way to the right, that's narrow, more notchy looking. You can come here and I'll show you what those look like with our beautiful, and let's just search it, EQ3, 7-band, and this is what the Q looks like. When you go all the way to the left, it's widening like that, and if you go all the way to the right, it's just notchy. Very cool plugin. I think this one's sweet. Just again, it's just another distortion plugin. It's cool though. I mean, it's like I said, it's like all 3 pedals souped up in one with the little extraness. So you can just create some cool sounds. Let's actually slap this like on a kick drum right now, right? Just to see what we get. That's just some cool stuff, right? So it just adds a little more drive to your kicks if you want to add just a hair more drive. Very cool plugin. I recommend it. Go check it out. Link will be in the description below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep creating music, guys. Take care.